Hello, everybody. My name is Marco. I'm from Alvarez Tech Solutions, and right now, this video is about resetting your Gmail password. I know that a lot of you have probably multiple passwords to remember, and sometimes we tend to forget. Now, just before we start, I hope you set up a secondary way to recover your password from Gmail because it is a little hard to recover. If you haven't, and sometimes you won't be able to recover. You will have to contact Google, and it's just a headache. So I hope you did, and if you did, I hope you remembered that information. But we're gonna go ahead and move forward. So when you forget your Gmail password, if you had logged in that device in that computer before, it's gonna come up to this page when you type in www.google.com Gmail, or when you just search for Gmail in Google and then go through there, or how or whatever other method you got to access your Gmail. But when it brings you here, it's gonna automatically detect your email, your user account that you used before, and if it doesn't, just type it in. Okay, once you type it in, it's gonna bring you to this area again and says it's gonna ask you for your password. If you don't remember your password, you go below where you enter your password, and you get a link saying forgot password. So we're gonna go ahead and click there. When you click there, it's gonna take you to another window. It's gonna ask if you remember any of your last passwords that you used before. If you do, great, you input it there, and it takes you to another step. If you don't, then you go ahead and click try another way. When you click try another way, it brings you to another method, which is using one of your secondary emails that you put in your account at the time you create it or afterwards. So if you remember that, it's going to appear here. I'm sorry, if you input that before, it's going to appear there, and all you do is click send. They're going to send you a verification code, and we're going to see that in a little bit. If you don't have that, if nothing comes up here, or you think you remember what they're talking about, then you do is try another way. When you try another way, it's going to ask you for what month and year you created an account. Now, if you have multiple accounts, email accounts, it is pretty hard to remember when you opened it. Now, if you only have this account and you kind of remember when you opened it, you can input it. A tip I can give you is think about what was going on at that time you opened that Gmail account. Maybe there was a special event. Maybe somebody wanted to send you something and you don't have an email account, or somebody mentioned to you that Gmail account is better than other accounts. So think about those things, and if you can come up with the month and year, then you'll go ahead and input it and try it again, and it's gonna, of course, it always gonna take you to a different step. It's not gonna automatically let you reset your password. It's gonna ask for more information. Now, if you don't remember that, again, click on try another way again. Here it's asking for any email that you can check now, so they can send you a code. Google has their ways of checking if it's yours or not, and all that. And again, it's not gonna automatically let you access the account. It probably asks you for more information before you're able to reset your password. If you don't have access to another email, then you click try another way. And unfortunately, that was the last way of verifying, um, your information in order to reset your password. If that happens, that's when I mentioned earlier that it could become a headache. Okay, so let me go back to where we started. That way I can show you a method of resetting it. So we're back here. It says, saying hi, Marco. Enter your password. I don't remember my password, so I'm gonna go ahead forgot password. If I remember my last password because I changed it a few times. So I'm gonna input an old password. I'm gonna click next. If it recognizes that password, then it's gonna go ahead and move on to this step. And again, you do need a secondary way to reset your password. And what you do is, if you recognize that email, you click send. Once you click send, they're gonna send a code to this email. As you can see, it's covered with just dots, so not anybody can just see what secondary email you're using. So just sometimes it's like immediate. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but just wait for it. Once it arrives, you'll get notified. And when you go into the secondary account to check your code, just keep in mind that it might not arrive directly into your inbox. Okay, it might come into your spam folder, um, you know, because that's where sometimes that's where this recovery emails end up, because it's sent through an automatic email. It's not somebody that's sending you an email. So just make sure you check all your folders, and it's gonna come from Google, and the title is gonna say Google verification code. Just double check the time, which is really close to where you're requesting that right now. That way you make sure you're clicking on the right email. You might have done it before. Okay, so once you click on that email, you get the pin. You go ahead and type in the pin, and you click next. When you click next, and when everything's verified, it asks you to create a new password. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new password. When you create a password, I recommend you use two uppercase, two numbers, two lowercase, and two special characters. If you can make it longer, better. That way people cannot just guess what your password is and break into your email. Okay, so and my password contains that. I'm not going to show you because that's my password, but just keep that in mind. And you click change password. If both password matches, then Google moves ahead to give you this notification. Now, by seeing this notification, it's just telling you how many devices you were using with that account, how many security activities you did. I did 4 because I did it before a few times, and then how many times you requested recovery. Okay, if you have more than one device, then it's gonna show here. Now, keep in mind, if you only use it from one device and you see more than one device there, then that's something that you should be aware of. Okay, but since you change your password, then you should be fine. Then after you review that, you're fine with everything. You click continue to Gmail, and it's gonna log you in and show you your emails. And there you go. Now when you change your password, it's gonna send you an email saying, notifying you that are you the one that changed the password. If you're not, if you don't recognize this activity, click here. That's another way to protecting yourself. If that happens to you, go ahead and immediately click on it and follow the steps. So that's how you reset your Google password the easy way. Um, I know I only covered one one step, and then it took me to a second step. But once you recover your password, just make sure that you put as much information as you would like in there to recover your password if you forget it again. What I suggest, just put a secondary email that you know that you're gonna have in your person, and that should be it. All right, that's gonna be in a future video. Show you how to configure your Gmail and all those things. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps. If it doesn't, then comment below and let me know what do you think, what can be improved, and that way I can make more useful videos for you guys. Well, see uh, see you later.